Alrighty guys, you all knew I was going to be making this video, but I have to address this freaking patch. There's so many crazy issues going on. It's hard to even know where to start first with this video, but I guess I'll just go over the dungeon and the gold nerfs first. Now, if you're not familiar with this patch, they actually removed normal mode from the game and added easy mode. Now, easy mode was something that was introduced in Korea, and basically how it works is it's just a watered down version of normal mode and hard mode. So the mechanics are basically non-existent, the bosses have less HP, and it's just really kind of like a training wheels to try out the new dungeons and check them out as a new player. And when it got introduced into our regions, we're all thinking, okay, it's going to be very easy to do. Basically, all the dungeons will be soloable. And I'm aware that some people will say, well, Jark, that's Korea's version, so their easy mode might be different than our version. But this was actually confirmed from the NCWest team that easy mode is designed to be significantly easier than normal mode and hard mode.
So they've been significantly reduced, actually.
Significantly reduced.
It is easier to run, much easier to run, much quicker to run. And then with that, there was some minor, there are some gold reductions.
She can't speak today.
Acquiring reductions as well from the quests.
Yep. So NCWest's reasoning for nerfing the daily gold of every single dungeon in the game, pretty heavy for some dungeons, is because they feel like they put it in easy mode so that now that the dungeons are way easier to do, they feel like they should be reducing the daily gold you get from them. And when you look at the patch notes and see all the dungeons that got hit from the daily gold nerf, they got hit pretty bad. I mean, cold storage is now only giving 4 gold and 95 silver, down from 9 gold. That's a 5 gold decrease from this patch alone. And keep in mind, these are non-premium membership numbers. If you have a premium membership, you will get a little bit more gold. I believe it's around 6 gold with a membership. Starstone Mines down to 2 gold. Sandstorm Temple got even a nerf. Circle of Sundering, which is Master Han, got down to 6 gold instead of 10 gold. The solo dungeons even got hit, which is something that defeats the whole purpose of their argument. Their argument is that they're nerfing the daily gold for the dungeons because of easy mode, but why are they nerfing the dungeons of the solo dungeons that don't have any type of mode? Like, why is Den of Ancients getting a gold reduction? This dungeon hasn't even been out for a year. This is the newest solo dungeon, the hardest one to do, and it's getting a gold nerf. Made 0 sense to me, but all the dungeons got a gold nerf, so their reasoning is because of the easy mode. But when we logged into the patch day and started running the dungeons, everyone noticed very quickly that these dungeons were not in easy mode and they were not significantly easier than the normal mode versions we had out. Actually, some of them were harder than the normal mode versions we had. The mechanics were more intense, the bosses still wiped you, Brute Chamber still wipes you, dungeons still are doing a ton of damage to you, new mechanics are being introduced. For example, the Dreamsong Theater first boss, he jumps to the center at 70%, now he does it at 90%. The Shadowmoor final boss has mechanics added back to him that were originally nerfed, now he has his tentacles back. You have to do the cut and the cross mechanics. He also has like a knock-up he does to you now, which I really don't remember him doing that. So all we got with this patch is heavy gold nerfs, the materials got butchered from the dungeons, and we didn't get the significantly reduced easy mode that we were promised. We basically just got normal mode with added mechanics. And NCWest actually posted on the Blend Soul forums addressing these issues. So they said, "Hello all, as many of you have reported, there are inconsistencies with our dungeon difficulty changes. We are investigating the issues with improper stats and mechanic changes with some of the dungeons. Thank you for your reports and we'll post more information once they are available." And after watching this all go down, it really makes me wonder, do they even test their patches at all? Because all they would have to do is run one single dungeon, one relevant dungeon, and they would notice, oh crap, that's not easy mode. Why does it have all these hard mechanics in it? This is actually harder than the normal mode we have out right now. And then they could actually fix it before they put out the patch. Wouldn't that be a great idea? Fix the issues before you put out the patch, not put out the patch, have the players test it, take a couple weeks and then fix it. That's not how you should be making the game go. And then with all the backlash from this patch coming out, they actually disabled the Blend Soul forum, so you can't post anything on there, and they probably knew that they're going to get a ton of negative comments because I can't imagine any players being happy about this patch. You're literally doing the same work, sometimes more work in these dungeons, and you're getting less gold, less materials. It's just terrible. It's a really terrible patch. And the reason why this is a terrible patch, because it's not only these gold nerfs and these dungeon issues. Oh, baby, there is a lot more issues with this patch. The amount of buds they put out with this patch is completely ridiculous. You have random issues like Warp Citadel showing that hard mode needs 1400 AP and easy mode needs 1600 AP. And ironic enough, this is probably pretty true because easy mode is pretty damn difficult with this update. One little thing that honestly I'm surprised it bothers me so much, but it really does. What the hell is this? Why? Why are they so small? I have to squint to see my stats now. I can't even see my AP. I gotta put on glasses or something. This one, I don't know if it's a bug or they like forgot or something, but when they changed the daily challenge rewards, there's actually no ways to get the Orb of Ascension shard anymore. So see right here, you can't get it from here. You can't get it from the event chest. You can't get it from this chest, and you can't get it tomorrow either because I did check. There's literally no way to get Orb of Ascension shard. The only way is if you buy it off the marketplace, and that will eventually disappear. So unless they add a patch or fix it or something, or add a way to get them back, eventually, sometime in the future, no one will be able to run Heaven's Mandate. So I don't know what's going on with that one, but funny enough, Heaven's Mandate is the only dungeon that didn't get a nerf. It still gives 9 gold without a membership and like 12 gold with it. And this next bud is something we actually found out very, very recently. And I feel like with the patch, the longer it's out, the more buds we're going to find. Unfortunately, this one is with Midnight Skypedal Plains, so the lightning doesn't kill the infested mushrooms and the mobs anymore. So what people do is they have the lightning kill the mobs, and it actually fills up the gauge very quickly to spawn the turtle bosses for the various stages. This is a fast way to actually start the bosses up. So with this being bud and not actually killing them anymore, it just stuns them right now. This is going to make MSP much longer to fill up the gauge and spawn the bosses, and this is not something anyone wants to happen. And this is a bud that needs to be fixed as soon as possible because MSP is probably the most popular farming spot, at least on the weekends, for Blade and Soul. I don't know, guys. I'm just really disappointed with NCWest with this patch. It's just so unprofessional. Like this guy says right here, this whole patch is a clown fiesta. I think you described it very well. I can't believe they would put out a patch with so many issues. The dungeons aren't even working correctly. We're running dungeons every day and you don't make sure they're not running correctly? That's crazy to me. And then all these buds, so unprofessional, and then you have players spending thousands of dollars. You want players to buy a membership. Why would I buy a membership when you can't even put out a patch correctly? And this happens every single patch. They're always putting out a new bud. It honestly feels like we're on like the test server right now and we're testing out all the buds for NCWest. Like, this is their job. This is their responsibility. This shouldn't be happening every patch, and I really refuse to give them a ton of money until they actually decide to really make some changes, because all I'm asking for is a polished patch. I'm not even saying I have to agree with all the changes. I didn't like the gold nerfs to the dungeons, but I was okay with it because I was like, okay, they're putting in the easy mode. You know what? I'm not going to be mad at that. But at least just put out the patch the way it's supposed to be put out. Don't put all these buds into the game. I don't understand how this even happens. And the worst part is whenever they put out a patch for the new class, it's really the biggest patch they have for the whole entire year for Blade and Soul. Every year they put out a new class, it's very hyped up. You have returning players checking out the game again. You have new players checking out the new class. It's really huge for Blade and Soul. So you would think they would make sure this patch is well polished and ready to put out and is great for the game. But they don't do that. They really failed miserably, and I'm really upset about this because it really leaves a very bad first impression for new players. And the returning players are like, oh, let's check out the game. How is it doing? Oh crap, they put out this clown fiesta of a patch. I'm just gonna leave again. That's what's gonna happen, and I'm just very sad about this. I feel like they really messed up, but you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe in a week they'll fix everything. Maybe next Wednesday they'll fix the dungeons. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this patch in the comments below. NCWest, for the love of God, please put out a patch that is well polished and good. Test out the patch before you put it out. Make sure there's no buds in it. Make sure the dungeons are running correctly, because that's what everyone does every single day. Those have to work correctly. Please, make sure it works, because this can't happen again. The game's already on a bad state. You can't put out patches that are this terribly broken. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next video real soon. And the rant is over.